Alright, now that we've got our definitions out of the way, let's talk about keyword research. So keyword research is just the process of selecting which keywords you're going to be targeting on your site. You do this through gathering info about your target keyword, volume, and the probability of what level of competition you're going to have to face when trying to rank that keyword. A good starting place is to consider which is going to be the main keyword for your overall site, which is usually what your business is. In this case, we're going to look at a plumbing contractor. So as you can see, I've typed in the keyword plumbing contractor. And you're going to want to do the same and then simply scroll down and have a look at the results. Look at the similarities in keywords that the higher ranking businesses and websites are using. And as we can see here, they mention plumber, and in this case I'm in the Portland, Oregon area, but they mention plumber, plumbing. We can see they all have the geographic specification in them of Portland and Portland, Oregon. This is going to be consistent for local SEO, which we'll get to the differences of that in a little bit. But in general, we can see that they refer to plumbing, plumbing contractors, plumbers. And so that's typically a good place to start with your keyword research, is to go through and maybe go through the first 2-3 pages and see what similarities you can find between those top ranking pages using your desired keyword. After you've done this, go ahead and jot down as many variations of this as possible, just to get a baseline for getting the volumes of these keywords later for comparison. So in this case, it would be plumbing contractor, plumbing contractors, plumber, plumbers, etc. You're going to want to develop an exhaustive list for not only this keyword, but consider your products and main service areas as well. You're also going to want to do this brainstorming for each of those, not simply the plumbing contractor or plumber. So let's take a look at a specific example. So we look at meticulous plumbing, and as we can see here, they have service pages. Each of these services are going to have their own specific keyword targets, main or primary keywords, and secondary keywords as well. You're going to want to do similar searches after you've found the primary keyword for all of these. In general, it's going to be a good idea for you to record each of these different keyword brainstorms in separate sections, and you can do this either in an Excel document or Google Sheets, or even just a Microsoft Word document. Just make sure that each service or your top level keyword that you want your entire site to rank for, or what your business does, are each in separate sections so you can identify the specific keyword opportunities within each. So to further this brainstorming process, we're going to consider what are known as LSI keywords. Now, this simply stands for latent semantic indexing, and all that means is it's a process for mathematically identifying relationships between collections of words. And it's something that machine learning programs like Google's RankBrain do to understand the relationships between these words so they can better serve more valuable content to users. The reason why you're going to use this tool is to understand words that Google and other search engines find related to your target keywords, and therefore you're going to want to use them in your content as well. So let's take a look at a few for plumbing contractor. So this particular tool is called LSI Graph, and you can find that at lsigraph.com. But as we can see, search terms like find a plumber in my area, plumber rates, plumbing contractors like we had, best local plumbers, etc. And you can simply go down the list and record any and all keywords and phrases that directly relate to top-level keywords that you've identified that you want your homepage or your entire site and business to rank for, or the individual services and top-level product categories. This step should be done after you brainstorm and after checking out your initial basic competitive analysis through the search results, and you can just continue to add these to your list of keyword buckets, you can call them, until you've had a list of about 50 for each. So after we've gone through and made our initial lists and done the brainstorming, we're going to want to head over to one of Google's own tools, and that is the Google Keyword Planner. Now, in order to use the Keyword Planner, you are going to have a Google account. So, when you go to the URL provided for you for the planner, if you don't already have a Google account, it'll prompt you to do that, but they're free and it's pretty easy to sign up for one. After that, we're going to go here to Get Search Volume Data and Trends. And from this point, we're just going to enter in that list of keywords that we generated for each bucket. In this case, continuing on with our example, we can search for plumbing contractor, plumber, and you're going to want to separate each of your keywords with a line break. And I'll simply just add a few that we saw, but you're going to want to add the entire list. From here, you can select Get Search Volume, and we can see a bunch of different data points and information in the dashboard. So here are the keywords that we selected. Here is a total of the approximate average of the amount of searches for those keywords altogether that you chose. If we scroll down, we can see that Google at times will group together keywords that it thinks are similar enough, so we don't see plumbers here. But you can just assume that this is part of both of those keywords put together, essentially. So you can use them interchangeably in your content. But we get a picture of the amount of searches that each of these keywords generates per month. Competition just means how hard this keyword is likely going to be to rank for, and that's something to consider. And suggested bid is simply because the keyword planner is attached to Google AdWords, which is simply Google's ad platform that it uses to serve those ads that you see in the search results. But the information that you can draw from this bid is that essentially the higher the number, the higher it is going to be to rank for typically, or the just higher amount of competition based on the amount of people that are trying to rank for, or in this case, bid on that keyword. So after you've entered in all of your keywords for each of your different keyword buckets for your website, you're going to want to select Download, and you can export these keyword lists as an Excel file. And now we're ready to analyze our keywords that we've selected.